The movie opens up with a guy who is a dreamer named Yoon. He is shown working at the #1 stock brokerage firm in South Korea. One of Hume's goals working there was to become rich quickly. Welcome to Movieland. Please help us grow by subscribing and turning on the notifications. It means us a lot. Spoilers ahead. Enjoy. He always wanted to make his parents happy. His parents were raspberry farmers, so Yoon was nicknamed Raspberry by his superiors. Turns out Yoon has extraordinary intelligence who can memorize all the stock codes on the South Korean stock exchange. At his workplace, the president director comes and motivates all employees to beat the stock market and take as much profit as possible. The job of the employees there is to buy or sell shares according to client orders. The more transactions they make, the more profit they will get. Unfortunately, on the first day of work, Yoon did not make any profit. Every now and then Yoon helps his parents with gardening to supplement their income. Then he got the bad news about his father being diagnosed with a small tumor in his liver that needed to be removed immediately. Back at work, Hume finally lands his first client. However, he was confused about whether to buy or sell his shares, because the information provided was not clear. And finally, after he saw the stock exchange back, he decided to buy it, but it turned out that the decision he made was wrong, and his client was immediately angry and asked him to return the money. Again, as a result, his boss got angry and cut off all of Hume's team bonuses. After 10 months of work, Yoon is shown not a successful stockbroker. He feels like a burden to his team and gets very drunk. When he hangs out with his team, one of his friends named June asked him to take a break to feel the massage, to release his thoughts, but in the middle of the conversation, June offers him to follow the illegal practice of using the stock market to make big and quick profits. In his first act, June earned $800,000. This of course made Hume very tempted, and the very next day he met someone named Ticket who will help him in this illegal job. Without further ado, Ticket gave him directions for his first job. Later it's shown that Yoon will be given a fake client, and he will also be given a special phone to follow any instructions over the phone. The first transaction that Yoon will accept is worth $50 million, and he will receive a profit of $500,000. That was 250 times from his current salary. One thing that Yoon has to keep is the secret of this illegal trade. Back in his office, Yoon surprises his boss by landing a client who's about to make a $50 million deal with Ticket's help. Yoon successfully completes his first mission. On the other hand, some trade detectives detects this unusual transaction. In fact, the director immediately took Yoon's cell phone to confirm that this transaction was a client request. After hours, June managed to get $50,000 from his workplace. Everyone started glancing at Yoon, including one of the beauties at work. After that, Ticket asked him to open an account overseas so he wouldn't be flashy. We see that the money Yoon made with this trade helped him to buy an apartment and his father's surgery costs. Yoon also invites his girlfriend to enjoy a special meal at a famous restaurant. While in the toilet, Yoon gets a warning from the financial supervisor named Han, who is often nicknamed the hunting dog, is on this deal he made. When discussing the threat, it seemed that Ticket had planned everything carefully. It turns out that the fake client he registered was a Sohan, and they had lost track of him. There's no evidence that Hume did anything wrong. Moreover, Han only threatened him in the toilet, not stormed his office. After some time, the beautiful woman in his office started to approach Yoon because of his success. Back at his job, Ticket has given him a new mission to work on. He got a new client that was previously held by his friend. The total transaction was fantastic, worth $700 million, and Hume will get a profit of $1.2 million from the transaction. June, who used to take him in this illegal job, begins to hate him for his success. Instantly, Hume became a very rich person not long after and returned to hunt for Hume. He also invites Yoon on vacation to the Bahamas to refresh as well as see his savings, which are already worth $1.4 million. When he returned from vacation, it turned out that the prosecutor's office had raided his company. Later, Yoon was summoned and interrogated by them, but since there was no concrete evidence of his crime, June could breathe a sign of relief. On the other hand, June gets a rumor of an extramarital affair, which makes the director turn all of June's client over to Hugh. Eventually, June leaves the company and blames Hume for this incident. Apart from that, there were also rumors that a beautiful woman in his company slept with the investment manager to profit from him. Hearing that, Hume was very confident to approach him, but as a result he was kicked out by his girlfriend, who had been loyal to him for a long time. The next day, the surveillance officers again interrogated Hume, and he said there was a man who had just committed suicide and a few hours earlier had called Yoon's cell phone. It turns out that apart from Hume, there is also his coworker Gu, who is involved with Ticket and had threatened him for his illegal actions. Worried that he will be dragged away, he teams up with June to catch Ticket and hand it over to Han. The next day, Hume wants to meet Gu at his office, but since he hasn't made an appointment, Yoon can't meet him, and he suddenly commits suicide from the top of the building. Later, Ticket sent someone to send a threatening message against Hume, After that, his best friend warns Hume to be careful, considering that there is Han who is always after him and there are women who just want to take advantage of him. Not long after, Yoon and Ticket meet again at a station to discuss a new job related to vacant sales. This illegal act can bring down a bankrupt company. However, this time Hume tried to deny it and said that Ticket money must be very big. But apparently Ticket does this not for money but for a hobby. For this work Yoon will get a reward of $5 million. Hearing that, Hyun of course agreed and would return to action. Meanwhile, he begins to approach a beautiful woman who is close to Hume to uncover Hume's illegal work, and manages to threaten her with her scandalous affair with several investment managers. When Hyun starts his stunts at work, this beautiful woman, he secretly copies all files related to Hume's clients. Just then there was tension in the director's room as everyone was worried about Hume's dealings. However, the director, who saw the advantages of this transaction, asked Hume to continue. While bad luck befalls June, he becomes Ticket's next assassination target outside the building. It turns out that Han and his team are ready to trap you. When Hyun realized it, Han immediately ran away and was hit by a motorbike. After that, June contacted Ticket and they met at the hospital where June was being treated. There June's condition was seen, which was very severe due to being hit by a truck. As it turned out, this was a threat to Yoon. If he leaked everything to Han, then his fate would be like June. Shortly thereafter, Han officially conducts the raid and takes Yoon in for questioning, and also has proof of all of Hume's transactions on a flash drive. Later, he has been forced to make a deal and hand over Ticket. After that, Ticket told Yoon to do the last $30 million job. Then Hyun plans to buy all of Hwasung's shares, according to Ticker's wishes, but then Yoon sold it back when the market was about to close. It was then that Hyun bought all of Hwasung's shares using his personal money he kept in the Bahamas with the help of a friend Hyun he met there. He did this to trick the inspection supervisor. Ticket, realizing that Hyun has been playing around, sends a hitman to kill Yoon. But because there were many officers there, Hyun managed to survive at the end of the movie and returns to meet Ticket at a station. But now things are different. Ticket is furious that Yoon betrayed him. Apparently Yoon had made a deal with Han to capture Ticket. However, their intentions are revealed when Ticket finds a voice recorder under Hume's shirt. So they failed to get any evidence regarding Ticket's involvement and couldn't make an ambush. Suddenly, out of nowhere, assassin Ticket came and stabbed Yoon with a knife. The prosecutor's team quickly caught the killer. Meanwhile, he tries to block Ticket before getting on the train. Since Han walked in without evidence, it made Ticket confident that he could get away with being charged. But as it turns out, Yoon has been secretly recording all of his conversations with Ticket during the 2 years they worked together. Hyun hands it over as evidence to Han and he has legal grounds to arrest Ticket. Moments later, the train passengers got off and there was crowd there. At that time, Hyun fled by entering a train that immediately departed. Yoon also provided additional evidence via a call to Han in the form of a phone that he had always used to contact Ticket for the past 2 years. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.